Hi there. I thought I'd give you a little series to work for opening the hips and pelvis. Really great for those of us that spend too much time sitting in a chair, a couch, a car seat. Tends to lock up the pelvis, it tends to hyperextend the hamstrings where it inserts up under the glutes, and it tends to shorten the hip flexor and the psoas on the front of the thigh. That's what helps pick your leg up. It's what keeps length in the front of the body. And the psoas is a really long muscle. It tends to get shortened very easy in terms of that space where you're seated too much. It can be exacerbated by issues with your hip rotator, with your piriformis that lays back on the top of the glutes on the backside. It connects in front of the pelvis on that inner thigh area, wraps over the top of the pelvis, and moves behind your organs and up your spine, connecting into your spine right at the base of the ribs. So it's a long muscle. It helps stabilize your spine, and it can be really, really tender and sore on the front side. So this lunge series will help you if you spend a lot of time sitting in a chair to be able to relax and release that space and create a little more length. So the other thing I would suggest is if you do spend a lot of time sitting is to get up every hour, every 90 minutes, take a 5-minute walk or so, and then do a squat. That'll really help open the pelvis, relax and release through that space, and it's quick and easy to do. You really don't need any props for that sort of thing. So for this, I want you to start on your hands and knees. And stepping your right foot forward. Coming far enough forward so that your knee is over your ankle or a little bit behind, and space for you to be able to lengthen that back thigh long behind you. Fingertips on the floor, you can use blocks if you need to. With an inhale, you're going to bring those hips forward a little bit more and lengthen the left thigh a little further behind you. With an exhale, let the hips drift back, toes lift, and the leg lengthens. And with an inhale, coming forward to your lunge. And once again, exhaling, hips drift back as you lengthen the leg. And you can keep the knee bent. You don't need to have the leg extended all the way. If it's easier for you, keep your knee bent. And think about chest reaching long out over towards the toes versus your head coming down to your shin. As you inhale, come forward, press down into your fingertips, let your heart center roll up, and exhaling, relax the left thigh down and out from the hip a little bit. Good, and then inhale, bring the hips back a bit, bring that right knee back to join the left. Bring the big toes to touch, and with an exhale, draw the hips back. Let the knees come open as far apart as you need them to. Relax your forehead down towards the floor and your hips down towards your heels. And then with an inhale, pressing back up to your hands and knees. Stepping your left foot forward this time. Same thing over here. Knee either right above or a little behind your ankle so you've got room to move. And then lengthen that right thigh long behind you as you bring the hips forward. With an exhale, let the hips drift back and lengthen the leg. With an inhale, come forward to your lunge. And with an exhale, hips drift back. And with an inhale, come forward to your lunge. Press down into your fingertips, heart center rolling up, and with an exhale, relax the right thigh down and out from the hip. And then once again, let the hips drift back as you bring that left knee back to join the right. And bringing those toes to touch, knees open, exhaling back for child's pose. With an inhale, gliding forward onto your belly, making sure that all 10 toenails are pressing down into the ground. Your palms are underneath your shoulders. I'm going to do a nice low cobra, and I don't want you to push into your palms or press up with your arms. It's really about just letting the upper body roll up. So with an inhale, engaging the backs of the thighs and the glutes as you slowly let the chest lift. Hug the elbows into the rib cage, and then releasing down. And one more time, inhale, rolling up. Engage the glutes and the backs of the thighs, nice and strong. Hug the elbows in, shoulders moving down the spine, and release. So for a little bit bigger opener for the front of the body, bring the forearms to the floor, palms touching, and we're going to press into the forearms and lift the chest. Think about the pelvis dropping down into the floor, your tail lengthening down towards your heels. One more breath. And then exhale, releasing down. Pressing back up to your hands and knees. And from here, let's tuck the toes under and rock the hips up for down dog. Heels don't have to touch the ground. You want to find some space to be able to lengthen the body, thinking about the sit bones pressing back behind you. With an inhale, lifting up onto the balls of the feet. And with an exhale, relax and back down towards the floor. Inhale and lift. And exhale, lower. Then alternate bending one knee at a time. Roll through the sole of the foot. And you can walk your feet a little closer in towards your hands. So you might be able to get your heels to come down to the floor. If they don't, that's okay. Just want to take the time and lengthen out the back side, one leg at a time, and you can take a couple of breaths and hold one side. And then alternate to the other. Good, and then exhaling, both heels down towards the floor, letting the inner thighs rotate in towards each other, the inner heels gently move away. Bend your knees, take your eyes to look forward, keeping the knees bent as you walk your feet forward to the top of your mat. So fingertips touch the floor, keep the knees bent as we're slowly warming up those hamstrings. And then stepping your left foot back to a lunge. So right foot, again, we want that knee over the ankle. You can step it over towards the right side of your mat to open up the base of support for your pelvis. Left palm right underneath your left shoulder so that you can rotate open with the right arm and stack those shoulders one on top of the other. Releasing your top hand down to your thigh, bring that back knee and top of the foot to the floor. So my right palm, I'm going to slide all the way back to where my thigh connects into my hip. And with an inhale, lengthen my spine. As I exhale, press that right palm down into my thigh and rotate towards the right. So you're pressing that right hip down. And with an inhale, slide your palm up to your knees, or to your right knee. Take that right set of toes open just a little bit, and then press your thigh out away from your body as you relax down into your left hip. You can let this front foot rotate open to the outer edge or not. And then inhale, pick your hips up, bring those toes back to face forward. Bring your right arm inside your right leg, hug that knee and shoulder in close together, and again, if you need to, step the right foot over to the right. And from here, you can stay on your palms. You can lower down to one or both of your forearms, and again, still trying to hug the knee and shoulder in close together. If going all the way to the floor is too far, you can use yoga blocks, blanket, bolster, whatever works, to bring the floor up to meet wherever you are. And with an inhale, pressing up to your palms, and take that right hand outside your right foot, tuck your back toes under, lifting that knee, and step that back foot forward. So we're going to take the feet as wide apart as our mat is. And from here, bend your knees just to a half squat. We're not going to let those hips fall all the way through. So find some space to lengthen the spine. You can have fingertips in front. And then inhale, extend up through the legs. Walk your toes and heels back in a little closer together so they're about hip width apart. Stepping your right foot back to a lunge. And again, if you need to, step your left foot over to the left. Plant your right palm underneath your right shoulder. Relax down into your left hip and rotate open with the left arm. And then from here, top hand down to your thigh, back knee and top of the foot rests on the floor. Slide that palm back to where the thigh connects into the body. Inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, press down into that hip and rotate to the left. And then let the hips lift a little bit. Slide your palm out to your knee. Front toes rotate open a little bit, and exhale, press the thigh out away from the body and relax down into the opposite hip. With an inhale, pick the hips up, toes coming back to face forward. Bringing that left arm inside your left leg. Hug the knee and shoulder in close together, and either staying right here, releasing down to one or both of your forearms and using support underneath your arms if you need to. Taking those full deep breaths. And pressing up to your palms. Take your hand outside your left foot, tuck those back toes under, pick up the knee and step that right foot forward. Take the feet wide apart again. And exhaling, bend your knees into your half squat. Inhale, extend. And coming back down to your hands and knees. So that's a quick little series of lunges that you can do to help open the hips and pelvis, open the hip flexors and the psoas, and release through the hip rotator and the glutes. Hope that helps you out. If you have any questions, you can email me at yogawithsherry, SHERRY, @gmail.com. Namaste.